And kickoff is underway. Hello and welcome to the Sewanee Broadcasting Network. My name is Spencer King. I'm here alongside former Sewanee soccer player Larry Matt. Sewanee versus Millsaps. It's a big game, a game of pride. It's the team that Sewanee's been knocked out of the playoffs the last 4 straight years for. Larry, how are you doing?
Doing great, Spencer. Glad to be back.
Sewanee coming off a little bit of a disappointing loss to Birmingham Southern here on Friday night. It's a good through ball is being played onto Thompson. And Sewanee immediately getting into it. Couldn't find the onlooking Kyle Johnston, but Sewanee dropped the game 1-0 against Birmingham Southern, created a lot of chances. We're probably the better team, but just that lack of clinical edge there came back to bite them.
Yeah, I think, if you look at the results that Sewanee's been putting in, they've been absolutely dominating most teams and just can't get the result. Coach Tony Pacella has tried to make some changes, obviously switching from that 3-back system to a 4-back system here today. So obviously 2 center backs and 2 outside backs. But I think it's really important that they maintain that high pressure that they tried to set with that 3-back system.
And I definitely think that's on the game plan tonight. And you may see something similar in terms of patterns of play to the Birmingham Southern game, where Birmingham Southern looked to get out quickly on the break, counterattack, and I think Millsaps may try to do something similar. Aren't having the best of seasons. Traditionally, they're one of the powerhouses, but they've had a little bit of a downturn this year. Ball put into the box. Millsaps cleared out, but it isn't the best, and Johnny McNeil will collect. There's Young on the ball. It's broken into the starting 11 with that switch to the 4-3-3 system. Nicely done from Johnny McNeil.
Yeah, you're speaking on Austin Young's behalf. He was injured early in the season, and his first game, right away I love the way he plays, so it's good to see him out there. I think usually he plays left back, but he's trying to get more comfortable with that right back. Of course, Zach Burkhead is a staple out on that left side.
Yeah, he was magnificent last game against Birmingham Southern, as he has been all season. Also, we need to mention James Murray back in goal. What effect do you think that'll have?
Yeah, I think it's surprising to see that finally Sewanee has all 3 goalies healthy. James is fantastic. Obviously he took that hard hit, which resulted in a tough concussion, and I know he wasn't too happy about it. But yeah, it's great to see him back out there.
Valpo's looking to whip this ball in. Left foot goes short. Interesting play there from the Tigers. They've been switching things up on set pieces this year, being a little bit more creative. Ooh, that may be a yellow card. Ben Vaith clambers into the player.
Yeah, that was a hard hit. Very, very hard hit.
We heard that one all the way up here.
Yep. And the fans reacted too.
Referee decided against the yellow card. I understand it. I don't think that was intentional.
No, I don't think it was intentional. And it's obviously early in the game too. You as a ref, you have to set the tone. But if you set it too hard, there's going to be a lot of cards in this game.
Ball put into the box. Murray's first action takes a hit.
And again, it looked like James Murray went down hard. He was holding his head. He seems to be okay now.
Definitely taking his time. It's something to keep an eye out for. And when you are coming back from an injury, it's hard not to have that extra level of cautiousness.
Absolutely. And I was talking about, having 3 healthy goalies. Obviously, Will Merriman, senior goalkeeper from Memphis, Tennessee, having him back, his leadership, everything. Hopefully he'll be 100% healthy right now. Obviously, it's a little bit awkward coming back from an ACL tear. But it is fantastic to see him back on the sidelines, and I know he's happy about it too.
Yeah, he got those minutes this past weekend. Really an amazing tale. I had no idea he was going to be able to come back this soon. I thought for sure he was out for the season.
Yeah, and I think, when James went down with that concussion, obviously Evan Stuber stepped in, did a fantastic job. But it was important for these trainers to get Will Merriman back into the speed of play, just in case, because if Evan Stuber goes down, you don't have anybody. So it is fantastic to see him back.
Sewanee employing the high press here, something that was on their game plan. Force a long ball out.
Yeah, and I think that high pressure is going to create some awkward situations for Millsaps where they have to just, boot it out of there. And obviously when you got taller guys like Bobby Zolper, Johnny McNeil back there, you're going to win the majority of headers.
Young comes up, made the challenge, but it'll be a Millsaps throw-in. .39 minutes remaining. Nicely done for Millsaps. Velasco there helped win the ball. Here's Johnston. Looks to service this one. He gets deflected.
And that's a smart move there by Kyle Johnson. Know he's in a tough spot. He's got that defender right on his back shoulder. Hits it off for a deflection, and now we have a corner.
Millsaps are a bit vulnerable on set pieces. It's something that the Sewanee soccer team talked about previously going into this match, is how they could get at them. They have a lot of height, good precision, so set pieces will be an important factor on the match, as they always are.
Yeah.
Right to the goalkeeper.
That's a tough ball from Alpo, but again, like you were saying, I mean, Kyle Johnson, he's more of a hold-up player. He's not the quickest. He's got a lot of skill, great touch, but his best part of his game is obviously in the air. So it's really important for Sewanee to get in those set-piece areas.
And the goalkeeper for Millsaps is nursing an injury. I wonder if, as Millsaps come here really quickly and directly, I'll finish that, but first cover this. On the outside of the box, takes a stab, and it goes high and wide. Blasted it over the bar. I think Alpo, part of that corner kick, was trying to get that and test the goalkeeper early. He's clearly limping, is working through some injury problems right now, so I think it's something the Tigers are wanting to test him early, maybe try to rattle him a little bit, something to keep an eye on.
Right. I mean, I think that's an important game of soccer, is just knowing your competitor, your competition. So if they can test him early here, they know what they have, and hopefully we can get on the board here soon.
McNeil clear out. Went way away. What a leg he has on him. Velasco putting the pressure on. Now here comes Dutka. Neal came up to clear that one out. Millsaps have had some nice plays in between the Sewanee defenders. Are so far evading the pressure.
Yeah, I think they've had the majority of the ball possession here, so it's important for Sewanee to slow it down a bit, get that possession right here. Good combination play. Get it out to those wide guys. It is a bit sloppy from both teams.
It looks
from this view at least. It's been a bit sloppy early.
The speed of play is definitely slower than the Birmingham Southern game.
Yep.
I think a lot of that is tired legs. Millsaps will have been on the road for both games, and Sewanee played a really intense one.
Yeah.
Friday night under the lights. You had all that adrenaline. It's harder to get up early kickoff time.
Right.
But it's something you really can't afford. You have to come ready to play. Sewanee aren't in a position where they can relax. They need to have that intensity and kind of turn it up a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think there's got to be a sense of urgency on that, on the part of Sewanee here. Obviously 5-7-1 now, 1-4 in conference, and seeding. I mean, we were talking about it before the game. It's extremely important.
Took an awkward bounce. Thompson was there at the back post. Sewanee win a corner. Alpo and Velasco going up near the corner flag. Bobby Zolper, number 8. How many games does he have left in his Sewanee career? potentially could be not that many.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's really important. I mean, next season, obviously.
Ooh, Thompson here on the outside of the box. Takes a stab
What a
and he
rip.
scores it from distance. The freshman. What a superb finish. Detonation. 1-0 Sewanee.
I mean, what a shot. What a shot. I mean, to have that confidence from 20 yards out on the volley, rips it into the right corner. Goalkeeper had no chance. And obviously, we were talking about testing this goalkeeper. He was certainly tested there. 1-0 Sewanee.
Ball put into the box and it found its way rebounded outside. Thompson looked very assured. Knew exactly what he was doing from the moment he got the ball on his left foot. That's what he's capable of. One of the stars of this team, and he's still so young. Teammates have, in practice, been urging him to shoot more. They think that there's a lot more where that came from. I tend to agree with them. That's exactly what the Tigers needed. It breathed a lot of life into the stadium, Pewitt Field, the players on the pitch. Burkhead gambles, and he wins it. Man, the goalkeeper for Millsaps is really struggling. I wonder if he'll be able to continue. As Alpo's pocket is picked. Millsaps on the counter. Oh, they put it in between Burkhead's legs, still on it. Now off McNeil. Good positioning there from the center back. Jeff Owens, the junior from South Carolina, on the corner taking duties for Millsaps. Murray clears out, fists it away. Thompson, nicely brought down. Tried to play it on to Dutka. Tyler Andrews, the goalkeeper from Millsaps, plays it out wide.
And that's great pressure from Thompson there. What a header by Bobby. Kyle Johnson knows he's offside right there. Can't make a play on the ball.
Saps hoof it forward, trying to play direct.
Ooh.
High kick there.
And the fans know it too. Dangerous play on the part of Millsaps. And Sewanee can calm it down here. Ever since that goal, there's been a bit of urgency by Millsaps. Sewanee need to slow it down and control possession for a bit.
I love Alpo's composure. After that foul came in, he just laughed and was talking to the player. I think it's representative of how calm he is on the ball. This could be dangerous. No, it's not. Dealt
and
with.
Again, you can see that Millsaps goaltender limping as he picks up the ball.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really important for Sewanee just to take shots. I mean, they don't even have to be in dangerous areas. You just got to take some shots. Yep, and he is, again, clearly in some pain.
Very surprised that he even made the starting 11.
Well, I mean, looking over at their bench, it doesn't even seem like they have a backup goalie.
They do have one on the roster. I think he may be starting to warm up. Alfie Miller is the one listed, a junior. Definitely are short.
Oh, and that's a great ball.
Thompson brings it down. Left-hand side, great cross into the box. Velasco's there. Thompson. Ball took a deflection. Unlucky for Sewanee. Come Millsaps. Ball in behind, searing pace from the forward. McNeil's in a one-on-one. Finally cleared out. The target for Johnson, who's brought down.
And they'll keep playing.
This one goes in behind. The flag isn't up. Now it comes out a little late. Nicely synchronized from the back line of Sewanee. Good communication there. Have a high, tight line. Jump it at the right time. Brett Judd, number 15, and Jeff Bruni, number 10 for Millsaps, both have 4 goals on the year. These are the players that Sewanee need to be careful of. Good defense there from Alpo. Sewanee digging in here. Millsaps unable to evade the pressure, and the ball goes out of bounds. Ball's chipped up to the center of the park. Nicely done.
Yep.
Thompson read it the whole way. Now on the ball, charging forward, pulls it back. Nice dribble there. Oh, Faith on it. Ooh, that could be a nasty.
Goaltender's out.
Good touch from Ben Faith there. Goalkeeper is feeling it right now for Millsaps. There's a good dink ball there from Thompson.
Yeah, I mean, he's having a fantastic first half there. To know that Ben Faith can get behind that defender, just put a little bit of top spin on it, makes it a beautiful chance for Ben Faith.
Belastico. Back on it again. Nice one, too. Faith strokes it over to Dudka. Dudka on the right-hand side. Young will have an opportunity, left foot, and it goes wide. Great chance that was for Sewanee to make it 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, and the amount of space that Ethan Dudka had out there, I mean, Millsaps giving him the light of day. Austin Young obviously comes in behind him to the left and has a chance. Maybe he takes a touch, I don't know, but good chance for Sewanee again.
Really poor defending from Millsaps. James Murray and Johnny McNeil working it out. Beautiful weather here up on the mountain, 73 degrees. Johnston battling for this one. Finally cleared out, but McNeil has a huge height advantage, and he does win it.
Yeah, number 10 on Millsaps had no chance on that one.
Listed at 5'5".
Yeah. Johnny McNeil, obviously, a full foot taller.
If not more.
6'6", yeah, if not more.
And there he goes down nicely, using those long legs to reach to the ball.
And the pressure from Sewanee defensively is fantastic here. I mean, Millsaps doesn't have a chance to even turn or create any space of their own.
Absolutely. Since that goal, Sewanee have really come alive. The intensity is back. They're pressing the ball.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about that sloppiness of the first 10 minutes. That seems to have calmed down here a little bit. Sewanee having the majority of possession and creating really high-pressure situations that force Millsap to turn the ball over.
Johnston's playing right on the shoulder of those defenders. I've seen that. It's something to keep an eye out of. Let's pull back. Plays it over to Dudka. Dudka on the right-hand side. Plays it early. Got deflected out. Good defending from Millsaps, but they won't avoid a Sewanee corner, which is how Sewanee scored the first one. Bobby Zolper coming up. You know, he wants to get in on the action.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, obviously he missed a couple games. He was traveling in Europe, but it's great to see him back and back in the starting lineup. And I bet he's eager to get a goal here.
McNeil still laying down there at the back line, tying his shoe. This one doesn't make it over to the first man. Alpo will have to retake that.
Yeah, Alpo's been struggling with these set pieces here today.
We talked about how two-footed he is, but it is on his left foot.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, primarily right-footed player, but he's got great 2 feet.
Ooh, this will be dangerous, and it goes in the back of the net, and it is Zolper who got the goal. 2-0 Sewanee.
And we're just talking about him. Bobby Zolper, really eager to get on that. Beautiful header.
It's a great
hits off the crossbar. 2-0 here for Sewanee.
And that's a huge blow for Millsaps. 1-2 punch very quickly. 2 goals are scored. Fans are on their feet. Zolper's pumping the team up. He's thrilled. Millsaps are going to have quite the reaction. It's all going so well for Sewanee right now. Everything seems to be clicking. This is the performance that they needed. And the level of play has been there. It's just the goals have been lacking. Not here this afternoon. Thompson very nearly was able to take that. Gabriel Rice from Millsaps to throw it in. Acrobatic clearance. So players brought down. That'll be a foul. Faith's second. He needs to be careful. Oh, great touch out to Dudka. Here come the Tigers racing forward. Got numbers. Strong clearance. Well brought down. End-to-end action here. .24 minutes remaining. Tigers just need to hold on. Keep that high-pressure scheme.
And Millsaps just seems like they have no answers for this high pressure right now. I mean, look how high up Johnny McNeil is right now.
Unbelievable.
And it's creating problems. Again, another turnover. I mean, obviously, you probably wouldn't do that in a 0-0 game, but up 2-0, you can take a little bit of a risk. Johnny McNeil, high pressures, playing almost like a center attacking mid, and creates that turnover.
Millsaps are going to have to go into halftime and make some adjustments. I don't know. They can switch around formations. They can play 3 at the back. They've been successful doing that earlier this season. So keep an eye out for that. At the same time, Sewanee can also switch to a 3-back system and counter that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd expect to see some subs here. Obviously, you still have Andrew Turk off the bench who can come in, create those speedy situations.
He's a game changer.
I think so, yeah, and I think it's interesting. I mean, obviously, he's not starting here today, but I think that's a really dangerous that's going to be a really dangerous problem for Millsaps. I mean, you got tired legs out there, and then a guy like Andrew Turk comes in. You're screwed, you know?
Kyle Johnson whistled for the foul. Referee deemed a little bit too much pushing as he tried to get onto that. Ball dinked forward. Dudka still running.
Millsaps is having a lot of trouble playing out of the back here. They really can't hold possession past midfield.
Not at all. Now Young will have a throw-in. Ndile on the bench, still out. He'd be a great striker to come in and really press that back line.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, Ndile has obviously had a big history with injuries.
Middle of the box, Faith is there. He should score it. Back post, and it goes wide. Could have been a third for Sewanee.
And can he take that across his body, left foot, take a touch, have the confidence to shoot it with your left foot? Score remains 2-0, but again, just problems for Millsaps. They can't hold the ball. A lot of turnovers, and it's been creating a lot of beautiful chances for Sewanee.
Dudka had miles of space, a lot of time to make that decision. Took 2, 3, 4 touches. Faith was still open in the box.
And you'll notice Millsaps' left back is playing extremely high, and Dudka is playing above him. So it's creating, these turnovers are creating 2-on-1 situations with Dutka and Kyle Johnston.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Kyle Johnston get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think obviously another senior that's itching to get on the scoreboard. Kyle Johnson is pretty much a regular in the box score area.
Millsap's still trying to play out of the back pretty frequently instead of the goalkeeper booming it forward. Interesting decision there.
Well, obviously with his leg injury, it doesn't seem like he's wanting to kick it very often. He does there, but...
Here's McNeil through the air.
Ooh.
Over the top, referee didn't see anything.
And Johnny McNeil will be shown the card for that. A little bit of an aggressive challenge.
Maybe a little bit of theatrics as well there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's part of the sport, but some players start rolling around. You know, we'll have to be careful now. You don't want to miss any more games. A suspension at this point in the season would be costly.
Yeah, and I think that's extremely important. Maybe a decision for the second half, depending on the score. Maybe you take him out and just let him cool down a little bit. But yeah, I mean, you lose Johnny McNeil for that game against Center.
Comes the set piece.
Looking good.
Not the best delivery. No one was there. Hit it wide over. Something the Millsaps have struggled with this year is that camaraderie within the squad. As Andrew Turk is coming on, player we were talking about, off is Ethan Dudka. Millsaps have struggled. They've had a lot of issues on the pitch, players negatively talking to each other, and I saw a little bit there. They got to try to keep it together. You are down 2-0, but still a lot left in this one.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think Suwannee's on the reverse of that. I mean, these last couple of games have obviously been extremely frustrating for Suwannee, but it's important for them in those games keep their cool and fight back. And we'll see Andrew Turk out on that right wing.
Here's Vaith charging forward on his right foot. Dinks it off to Thompson. Ball put in the box. Cleared out. It's a difficult touch there, but it did fall. Millsaps midfielder. Wow. Lung bursting run there. Zolper managed to shepherd that ball out.
Yeah, and that's a fantastic play by Zolper. Knows he's got a little room to work with, but he uses his body as strength to make sure that ball goes out for a goal kick.
That was Luca Kistner, number 7 for Millsap, showing his pace. It's a triple substitution. Massive change.
And at the back, too, which is something you pretty much never see, is changes at the back, unless there's an injury.
Doesn't appear there is. I think that's a tactical substitution.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And they're putting in, it looks like 2 center backs and a left back have been changed, so.
See the coach's reasoning. That back line was absolutely gouged.
No, yeah.
Burkhead. Turk pressing. There's Young coming way up the pitch.
Oh.
This is going to be awkward. And it is the bad touch. The goalkeeper couldn't deal with it. Has one bad leg, and that'll be a Suwanee corner. Reaping the benefits of the reward. That high pressure scheme. Nice game plan from head coach Tony Pacella. I think it's working beautifully so far.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Millsaps have no answers for Suwannee's high pressure. Obviously changing 3 of their back defenders for new, fresh legs.
Another trick set piece routine. Turk will cross it in from distance. Not a bad ball! Fell to Zolper, nearly had his second.
And Bobby Zolper again in the mixer. Tries to put that in. Beautiful ball from Andrew Turk. Millsaps looking around. having no answers for it. And Bobby Zolper almost got his second.
His younger brother's warming up on the sideline. Drew Zolper. That was a really difficult ball from Andrew Turk.
Yeah,
that angle.
Right, and I think when it's bouncing like that, not in the area of your head, I mean, it's difficult to get that out. But Millsaps have to have some sort of decision-making back there to clear these balls. Ooh, and it looked like Andrew Turk was in behind that back line there.
Nice layoff there from Kistner. Rice. John McNeil. Nicely done there from the Sewanee center back. Minutes remaining. Millsaps are 3-9-1. As you mentioned, 1-4 in the conference. Traditionally a real powerhouse. Still returned a lot of players from last season's squad. Ball chipped over the top. Burkhead will have to deal with it, as he does time and time again. Clears it out. Incredible.
And a clever play there from Thompson, who's having a great first half. Deflects it off, number 6 on Millsaps.
Got a few chuckles out of the crowd.
Yeah.
Everyone thought the ball was out of bounds. Ooh, Thompson. Touch is too heavy. Zolper. Whoa, that's a lot of controversy down there. Pushed. Once the ball was over the line, Zolper. The player will get a talking to. Will he brandish a red card? That was definitely malicious. Linesman right there. Very surprised. I think the linesman deemed that Zolper dove there. A little bit of frustration boiling over for the Millsaps team as the substitutions being made. Both Zolpers on the pitch right now. As Drew Zolper comes on, Ben Vaith is off. You get that physicality in the middle of the park is what Drew Zolper's bringing.
I think a great quality about these Zolper brothers is they're both very vocal. Their leadership qualities shine bright, and that's really important, especially when you're playing positions like them, center back and center mid. It's really important that you have that communication.
Also, when you're in a high press game, you know, defense is a real focus.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Here it comes. Millsaps playing to their midfielder. Thompson running, and it takes a deflection. Goalkeeper will be able to pick it up with his hands.
And again, limping.
My, oh my.
He seems to be reassuring his back line that he's okay, but every time he bends over to pick up a ball, it seems he comes up limbering.
Real bravery for him to still be out there. You risk long-term damage playing on a knee that bad. Sewanee need to just continue to keep their head up when they have it from distance and take a go.
Absolutely, yeah.
Mobility there is seriously limited. Timid play here from Millsaps. They hoof it forward. Alpo wins it. Zolper. Ball being pinged around like pinball. Nice touch there from Alpo.
Ooh.
And that's a yellow card for Zolper. I think it's a little bit of retribution for the push down there at the other end.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed a little soft, but Bobby Zolper obviously shown the yellow card there. Swanee have to be careful now. Both center backs, both Johnny and Bobby, have yellow cards. It's extremely important in this 2-0 game with Swanee looking like they'll get the win here today, that they don't make any stupid decisions.
Ball put in. McNeil, Zolper's there as well. Young collects. Did cross the line. It'll be a throw-in in a dangerous area. Millsap's very short of options on the bench. Just look at the number difference between the two teams. Ooh, ball put in. Bobby Zolper was there. Thompson. Ooh, this will be an opportunity for Kyle Johnson. He got onto it. Ball bouncing around. He'll look to hold it up. On his right foot, holding off one defender. Shoots! And it goes in the back of the net. He got his goal.
And what a brilliant play.
That's a target forwards goal.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Bullied the defender.
Thompson sends that beautiful ball skying over that back line. It looked like Kyle was being fouled. He was being held, but he finds the strength and is able to put it back by that injured goalkeeper. 3-0 here in the first half.
Now he'll be subbed off. Could be the nail in the coffin. Millsap's players furious that they conceded that one. Evan Poole, the freshman, will come on for Johnston. That's been the substitution pattern of the season. He's got a few goals to his name as well. Swanee once again at it. Here's Poole. Turns it back. So go in behind. Goalkeeper will have to get to it. It'll be a free kick. They played advantage and the referee then called it back. This may be the best performance of the season so far for Swanee, at least that I've seen. Ball played low. Just testing to see if that Millsap's defense was alert, and they were. This will be a one-on-one opportunity. Young was there, nicely done, long legs, able to reach to that. Number 10, Jeff Bruni, the forward for Millsap's Majors, is very rapid, has a lot of pace. McNeil calm as he let that one fall to his foot. It's a tough turnover there. Here is Bruni. Velasco pressing. Andrews, the goalkeeper, on the ball. Taking his time. Young wins it. And the ball does creep over the line when it was in the air. Good spot from the linesman. And there's the substitution at goalkeeper on the books. It's Alfie Miller who will be coming on. Tyler Andrews, valiant display, tried to play, but never really looked right from the moment he got on. Limping with that left knee injury. I think at 3-0, head coach Steve Volz for the Majors will be looking to try to make sure that long-term that player's health is okay, and going into playoffs, he'll be at 100%.
Absolutely, and I mean, we were talking about testing the injured goalkeeper. Now it's even more important to test this new goalkeeper.
Gamble there, Zolper missed it. Ooh. McNeil impeded the progress of the player down on the ground on that yellow card.
Johnny is down. Trainer will run out. Hopefully he's okay.
That would be a big blow for the Tigers.
Absolutely.
It's a staple mark at the back.
I mean, that looked like a football play to me. Number 10.
Barged into him.
Yeah, barges into him. Looks like he came down funny on that knee. And obviously we're talking about knee injuries earlier. Probably the worst injury you can have in soccer because it takes so long to recover from. And obviously Will Merriman, it took him only 5 months, but most injuries take 6 months, 8 months, and some never are the same after. Obviously we don't know what's going on with Johnny here, but we just hope for the best.
Medical advances have come a long way in baseball, Tommy John surgery, but in soccer, especially with the recovery from ACLs, it's really turned things around. I was reading an interview earlier today about a player from Manchester United who's they said to be more talented than David Beckham, but a knee injury really obliterated his career.
Oh, and so it looks like Johnny got something to the face. So it wasn't a knee injury.
I saw him grabbing his groin.
Yeah, right. That's what I thought. But Coach Tony Pacella out on the field, just making sure he's okay. It looks like he either took one to the mouth or maybe a nosebleed. But hopefully not a long-term injury for the Tigers. And here comes Zach Zimmerman, senior midfielder. And it looks like he'll slide into that center back role. It's hard to tell. Obviously, when I was a freshman, he was a center back, moved out to more of an outside back.
Now at midfield.
Now at midfield. I mean, his versatility is unspeakable. He's been moved around, starting, not starting. I mean, he's always kept a great attitude about it, and he's one of my favorites.
Ball put in. Not quite the delivery the Majors need at this point, down 3-0. Saw the idea, he was going for it at the back post. Murray didn't really need to move that much, wasn't worried about it. You can tell Sewanee are enjoying this one. Playing great soccer.
Great touch there from Andrew Turk. Can he go at him?
I think he will. Hit it low, didn't get the power. I saw the idea, try to drive it low.
And that's fine. I mean, he's testing the goalkeeper here early. I mean, the goalkeeper honestly looked shaky on that. It was quite a slow roller, but the goalkeeper did not look like he was handling it well. Great pressure from Alpo.
He's been doing that all game. He's been mentally locked in. I've seen it.
Yep.
Even after they scored the goal, immediately after, he won a ball back instead of still in the celebration mode. His mental discipline this season has been off the charts.
And it's great to see that the urgency of Sewanee has not gone down. Fans did not like that one. Neither did the players.
A few decisions have gone against Sewanee. Hasn't cost them yet. They are up 3-0. This one's a long way out. The Majors just don't have the height or the physicality that the Tigers have at that back line. Not a bad ball. Still bouncing. Young watches it go out of bounds. Shielded the attacker from getting a touch to it and keeping it in play. Less than 7 minutes remaining. Sewanee strolling now, up 3-0. What an exciting game it's been. Sewanee's performances this season have been really good. As we said, despite the goals, the lack of them in previous games, the play was there, and it's all culminated in this afternoon's match where they're now up 3-0. Not even the first half ended. So,
absolutely. I mean, they're just spewing confidence right now. Those dangerous balls in behind have really been a theme here tonight. Obviously, the high pressure, as we were talking about. But the confidence here has just been fantastic from Sewanee.
If you're Coach Tony Pacella, are you looking to make serious substitutions in the second half, or do you keep that momentum going?
I think, you have to make a statement here today, and I think, at least for the first 20 minutes, you keep those starters in, and you try and get one, maybe two more, and then you start rolling through the lineup. And keep fresh legs. That's very important with center coming up, obviously. You got to keep the legs fresh.
Shapovich is on, talking about fresh legs. Number 34, the freshman. He's gotten a lot of minutes this season. Really favored by Coach Tony Pasella. Oh, that's not the best touch. Murray clears out. Hadn't seen any action this afternoon. I don't think he's made a single save.
Yeah, he's been really untested. Millsaps have had a couple good chances in the area, primarily with set pieces, but nothing really too dangerous for James Murray here today.
Heard recently that assistant coach, Coach Norm, as he's dubbed down on the sidelines, is in the process of writing a book. He's always around the team, kind of in a mentor role, an older figure, and he's writing a book about his soccer trials and the career that he had as a coach for, I think, 40-plus years.
Yep.
Incredible story. We do appreciate the support. We know former players are tuning in. Still very much part of the Sewanee family, even if you aren't playing anymore. Tigers hounding the midfielders for Millsaps. 2 and 3 players were surrounding them, trying to win that ball back. Millsaps don't seem to have any offensive ideas. Oh,
that's a hard tackle. And here he goes.
Doesn't have any numbers. Forces the clear out. Is he going to take a shot from distance? Alpo, right foot. Didn't get the calculations. Couldn't quite get his foot around it.
And it's difficult when you're on turf to take those shots from so far out because the ball is constantly moving, constantly bouncing. Alpo couldn't get the right crack on it. But again, a good go.
I was glad to see him take that. He scored one last weekend from distance with his left foot. That goal from Thompson, the opener, was quite some strike, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think a contender for goal of the season for sure. And a great turn by Alpo. And then
whoa, Turk will get onto it, and he beats the goalkeeper, but the flag was up.
Oh man, what a touch from Turk. What a great goal. I know he's going to be frustrated about that later, but fantastic play by both Alpo and Andrew Turk.
Pinpoint perfect cross, and then magnificent, delicate touch, flicked it over to the goalkeeper. The linesman had other ideas and called it back. Velasco brings it down. Nice touch. Another ball played from Alpo to Turk. Shapovich on the left-hand side. Turk's got his up. Puts it in low. This should be a goal, and it's the fourth. Sewanee have it. Velasco finished the cross from Andrew Turk.
What a fantastic play. I mean, the confidence right now for Sewanee shows the ability of this team to win games in this conference. Turk with a beautiful cross and a great touch. Just a little dink over the keeper for Sevi Velasco.
It was nicely taken, good composure. And I also want to point out Alpo was the one who played that cross-field pass. Turk had lost his shin pad in the process, still carrying it, playing without it. And this is the statement performance that the Tigers were looking for. Put the whole conference on red alert. Playoff times are coming, and this is the momentum that you need. Once again, Alpa winning it in the midfield. Oh, brilliant. Velasco. Be dangerous. Right idea. Saw him. Shapovic running, charging forward on the left-hand flank. And this will fall to Velasco, the goal scorer. Goes by one. Still dancing on his right foot. Strokes it over to Andrew Turk, just outside the box. Puts in a low cross. No, it's a shot. Just skimmed wide.
And Andrew Turk wanted that one too, didn't he?
Very similar to the strike he had earlier.
Right.
Went low across the goal.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining in the first half.
Here's the announcement. 1 minute remaining. Swanee fans couldn't be more pleased. I said it early in the first half. This is the Millsaps team that has knocked out Sewanee for the last 4 years in the playoffs. Now Sewanee have 4 goals on them. Shapovic wins it. More
Again wins it.
Wow. Now
And
he'll be on through.
Shapovic could be in.
A little bit too much trickery. And the clock will be running out. And that's it for the first half. Magnificent display from the Tigers. Find themselves 4-0 against a good Millsaps team. And we'll see you back for the second half. Give you more updates and keep you in tune with this game. My name is Spencer King. I'm here alongside Larry Matt. This is the Sewanee Broadcasting Network. Sewanee still employing that high press scheme. Had a great defensive work rate, but do have 2 yellow cards.
And it looks like they went back to those original center backs that were having a lot of trouble. Obviously, in that first half, they take out 3 of that back line.
Yeah, that was a really
for fresh legs. An interesting decision, but it looks like they're back with those original defenders.
I do want to correct myself. There is the one change at the back line for the Tigers. The Zolper brothers will be playing together. Drew Zolper came on. Johnny Menio's off. I think that's not just because of the yellow card, but because of that injury he appeared to pick up in the first half. No need to risk him. Velasco whistled for it, a push in the back. A little bit of rain coming in here. Just wettens that pitch a little bit, makes it glide. Nice layoff, nicely done. Alpo. Errant ball there from Millsaps. Miscommunication, maybe trying to play a little bit too quickly, but it was a big giveaway. Give Sewanee another opportunity on the ball. And it is Alfie Miller who will be in goal, subbing in for the injured Tyler Andrews, who started the match. Burkhead blasted off the defender and gets the throw in. Hagen Clements, one on the sideline who picked that ball up. It's been a big miss this year for the Tigers. He was fantastic his freshman year in midfield.
Yeah, obviously, you know, one of the long list of Sewanee players that are fighting through injuries. He's had a tough history of injuries, but we're hoping to see him back quite soon. And I know it's frustrating for some of these guys. You know, the season is short, and when you do go down with an injury, it's tough.
Absolutely. Ethan Dudka tried to get onto that ball near the corner flag, just wasn't able to. Pushing forward. One touch pass. Young gambles. He does so nicely. Sewanee do win the free kick at the 35-yard mark.
And you wonder if they would have taken advantage there with Austin Young picking up that loose ball. He's off to the races, but no, the ref decides to stop play. But again, now in a dangerous set-piece position, Alpa Sapila can whip it in, hopefully find the head of either Bobby Zolper, Drew Zolper, or maybe Kyle Johnston.
He's had a lot of the ball at his foot on set pieces and corners. Here it comes in, middle of the box. Zolper elevated. Thompson, no way. Took it from way away. Downtown, had a chance to rattle the top of the bar against Birmingham Southern. It was a strike that was even farther back from that. It's about 40 yards out. Some people after the match thought that it actually had bounced inside the goal line. Goalkeeper pressured, forced to play it out. There you see number 7, Luca Kishner from Germany, screaming at his goalkeeper, not happy with the fact that it was played long. Ball did go out of bounds. Sewanee have to keep it tight, keep that momentum going. You don't want to come out too flat here in the second half. Pick up any bad habits. Murray. Young. hit that ball the way he wanted. Look at Turk sprinting back. Backtracks all the way to win that one. Burkhead will clear it out. Millsaps in the middle of the park, playing it around, taking their time. There comes the more aggressive ball. Nice switch. One-time cross. Just caused the Sewanee defense a little bit of problems and forced a corner. That's what Millsaps need to try to do. They need to put the ball in the box every opportunity they get, win corners.
Yeah, obviously with James Murray not having been tested, not even a shot on goal for Millsaps, you'd expect him to be at least a little bit tested here.
I think it'd be ideal if he had to make a few saves. Ball goes over, both teams calling for it. Millsaps get the call. It'll be a throw-in. Will they look for the long throw-in like so many teams D3 soccer do? Certainly don't have an arm like that of William Porter.
No.
Nobody does.
No one can throw it longer than that kid.
It was really unbelievable when he came on to the Birmingham Southern match and just, it's like
Yeah.
a corner every time he has it. What an advantage it is. Millsaps driving forward.
I remember seeing that throw for the first time in practice last year. I was just completely stunned. I mean, it's unhumanly. It really is.
This ball does find its way to the foot of goalkeeper James Murray. Takes his time. Let that clock bleed off just a little bit more before he picks it up. In no rush. As I said in the first half, it's been an enjoyable afternoon for the Tigers. Alpo did go in for the challenge, maybe left a leg in there. Referee thinking about it, has a yellow card in his hand. Will he brandish it? Talking to the player.
Coach of Millsaps not happy either. He's letting the ref know about it.
Heard that one all the way up here.
Yeah.
It is Steve Voltz's sixth season at Millsaps. Has a decent record, 61, 41, and 5. Some of those players on the Sewanee bench limbering up. Will Thomas, one of them. We hadn't seen too much of him this year. I wonder if he may be able to get some time on the pitch. Bouncing around. Burkhead pushes forward, and there's the left-footed clearance from Drew Zolper. Kyle Johnson will try to run onto it. This nicely done. He plays it off left. Here's Thompson. Johnson took a roll in the box. And now Thompson's turn on the pitch. A lot of back talk, a lot of attitude from the Millsaps players. Something Sewanee was well aware of. The chatter between the players, the referee was a real weakness in the squad. The culture is a bit of an issue for Millsaps. They need to get that sorted out, focus more on their own game. They're down 4-0. Referee isn't the fault. Chant ringing around Pewitt Field. Former Sewanee soccer player. I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that, but we'll pick up with that after the set piece. Alpo put in at the near post. Bouncing around. How is it now gone in the back of the net? Unbelievable. Now a player's down.
It looks to be Drew Zolper down on the field.
They're going to have to sort this one out. Striker Kyle Johnson calling for a handball. I don't know how that didn't end up in the back of the net.
Yeah, I mean, they had 3 or 4 chances
Point
right on the
blank.
goal line to put it in. Can't put it away. Score remains 4-0 here.
Johnson with miles of space. Plays it off. Thompson on his left foot takes a strike, and that's in the back of the net. Oh, what a strike. 5-0 Thompson with his second unselfish play there from Kyle Johnson.
Yeah, of course. I mean, Kyle Johnson has the opportunity to take it himself. He decides to put the ball over to Thompson Scholar,
And
who finishes it beautifully.
we can confirm there on the replay that there was definitely a handball. Millsap's player used his hand to clear it off of the goal line. It was going into the back of the net, but turns out it doesn't really matter, and Sewanee get their 5th of the afternoon beatdown. That was a beautifully taken strike there. Lasered it into the side net, Thompson did. Millsaps in the back. They've got to create something, at least one chance. At this point, you're looking for the moral victories. Oh, nice layoff. Here they come on the counter. Could be offsides. They jumped it. Linesman did call it. Murray got a little bit of action there. A little bit of chatter between head coach Tony Pasella and his midfielders. Be making a little bit of an adjustment. Johnny McNeil, good to see him back on the bench. He's at least okay. Having a chat with the trainer. No need to risk it. Larry, what's the social media handles? I know you're covering all that this year.
Yeah, so I mean, we're very active on Twitter and Facebook. If you're interested in following us, live updates for every game on Twitter, and that handle is at Swanee_soccer in all caps. So go follow us there. And then for Instagram, if you're trying to follow us for more of the visual side of things, our handle is Swanee_MSoc. Swanee_MSoc. So go follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We'd love your following, and we'll try and keep up with it the best we can.
And if there are ever problems with broadcasting, we can stream the games through there, through the phone. So
yeah, obviously a couple games ago we had a little bit of trouble with the broadcast, so I tried to put it on Instagram Live. So just if you can check Twitter and Instagram during the games, we'll keep you updated with all that stuff.
gambled and won from Young. Miscommunication there. Thought fellow freshman teammate Dudko was going to drop back. Millsaps have been pretty insistent on playing from the back and time again punished for it. Leaving the German forward in the dust. Young. Andrew Turk looking to sub on here. Millsaps maybe have a change on the cards as well. Bobby Zolper, the senior center back, subbing out. Offensive substitution for the Tigers.
So it looks like Austin Young will slide into that center back role. Ethan Dudka will move back to right back. Zach Burkhead will remain at left back as he always does. But it looks like with this change, they are still staying with that 4-back system.
Kishner, number 7 on the bench for Millsaps, absolutely furious. Motioning at the bench, and Turk will have an opportunity through the air. been a lot of drama here today. A lot of chatter, interesting calls. Goals have been aplenty. It's a great way to spend your Sunday afternoon, excuse me. Quality of play has been pretty good from Sewanee all year. Millsaps trying to break through the lines. Alpo with the touch. Heiser forward looking for the pass, plays it off nicely. Thompson with his left foot, puts it in, back post. Johnson chests, shoots. Goalkeeper made a brilliant save. Quick twitch.
And what a touch from Kyle Johnson. I thought he would take it first time with his head. He decides to take that touch on his chest, bring it down and try and volley it. Score remains 5-0, but what a play from both Thompson and Kyle Johnston.
That was a great save. Cat-like reflexes there. Velasco tracking back, and Truzolper step up to clear it out.
And Ben Vaith not happy with that challenge. Not at all.
Lights have come on. Now 4 o'clock local time up on the mountain. If you haven't visited up on the Cumberland Plateau, it's an absolute must for me. Consistently ranked in one of the top 10 prettiest campuses in the U.S. Ooh, that's a nasty challenge. Vaith getting a little bit of a revenge there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, number 14, though, a bit of theatrics. He's done it a couple times, but good that Ben Vaith, has not shown that card.
Now that I think about it, I think that's part of why Bobby Zolper was subbed out, because he is on that yellow card.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice clearance there. Good connection on the ball from Young. Here comes Poole. Off comes Ben Vaith. .27 minutes remaining. Outcome is already being written down and sealed. I think it's important if you're Millsaps to try to get one back. At the same time, it wouldn't be very good to concede a 6th, would it? Dutka. Sewanee, who were 1-4 in the conference going into this one, now have a statement victory. Glasgow is fouled, and I think it's indicative of how open this conference can be. Any team can beat anyone. Sewanee will be very much in it come playoff time, even though the record in the conference wasn't as good as last year's.
Right, and I think, at this point, not only should Sewanee be looking to get results to help their seeding, but they got to find their style of play, and they're finding it today. And that's extremely important. With just one regular season game left after tonight, it's imperative that they find their style of play because, like you said, anyone can win in this league. Sewanee obviously was the 8th seed, I think 3 years ago.
Yes.
And made it all the way to the conference final. So if that's not indicative, I don't know what is.
And off comes Thompson. He's a real magician this afternoon's game. On comes Marco Randazzo, number 19, the senior. Nicely done. Randazzo still on it. Got his head up, was looking to take a strike from distance. Gabriel Rice, number 6, was the player who won it for Millsaps. As he's done many times. Burkhead using his speed.
Little push after the play there. Surprised the ref didn't get involved, but
Burkhead showed good pace there. He's a good athlete.
oh yeah, for
He
sure.
played basketball pretty well. Was surprised.
Yeah.
Sewanee, just don't need to let your focus drop here on the set piece. I know Coach Tony Pasella wouldn't be happy about that at all. They did concede off of a set piece against Birmingham Southern. Not a bad ball. Rice. Sewanee pressing. Murray got his hands to it. Before that, the referee saw a foul. Either that or a throw-in. Here comes the long throw-in at the near post. Ball still being pinged around. Murray's there. Ball taking multiple deflections. Thankfully, for Sewanee, it ended up in the hands of newly returned goalkeeper James Murray. There's Alpo. Randazzo, heavy touch. Sewanee shot count up to 21, 10 of those being on target. Do have 13 fouls. Burkhead still working on this. Nice one-touch passing. Hoping spread around. Great team play. Nice dribble. Rice was deemed to have done that illegally. Nice play down the left-hand flank. Charging forwards. Got two Sewanee defenders there. Young out-muscles them. Referee's been very active in the second half. Whistle coming out on numerous occasions. Larry, do you expect to see substitution soon?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I said in the first half that I'd expect Sewanee to try and make a statement in this second half and increase the score, but I think fresh legs are also extremely important with center coming up soon. So I'd expect to see a couple more changes with 20 minutes left to go.
Ball whipped in. It'll be dangerous. Murray cleared out with his fist. It's an ambitious volley. It's difficult to pull off, and Jeff Owens isn't able to do it.
And that showed the athleticism of James Murray there. Not known exactly, for his athleticism, but, jumps over a player as he's punching that ball away. Fantastic play by James Murray.
In comes Shapovich. In comes Zimmerman. Out comes Velasco. Alpo will get a rest on the bench as well. Tight spaces, and Sewanee still able to work through it. Nicely done. Pull. Right idea, just didn't come off right. Too much pace on the ball. Possession at the back line for Millsaps. SAA standings as of right now, not counting that Sewanee are winning this match, are Oglethorpe at 15 points. They're unbeaten in the conference, 8-2 overall. Number 2 in the conference is Rhodes, 4-1. This Poole's on the ball, switches onto his left foot, plays a great ball. Randazzo had a touch there, was chased down. I thought that was going to be the 6th. Burkhead with it, chops it back. That's a foul. Be another set piece opportunity for Sewanee, but Birmingham Southern, who did beat Sewanee 1-0 here on Friday night under the lights, they come in at number 3rd. Behind them are Barry, then comes center, and there's Sewanee. But they will jump up considering the fact that this match is all but on the books. Hendricks are at last place, 0-5, really struggling this year. And Millsaps, who I mentioned, usually a powerhouse. Zimmerman whips this ball in low, not the best. Millsaps, who usually are really good, are struggling this year. They're going to drop to 1-5, barring a miracle. I think Jeff Owens had an argument there, got up and screamed at the referee. Did seem to be a lot of contact, but the referee's closer than I am.
Well, you'll notice on the previous play, Zach Zimmerman's taking that set piece, and just before he kicks it, the Millsap player sprints at him, which,
yeah.
I mean, unless he asked for 10 yards, or unless he didn't ask for 10 yards, that's completely illegal.
Always been surprised referees seem to struggle with that 10 yards, especially in the college game, and that's a nice switch ball, but didn't have enough pace on it. Millsaps players look tired and leggy at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sewanee's made much more subs than Millsaps have, and it's showing.
Rice plays it forward. Zolper steps up. Alex Bulgarino about to come on here. He's from Knoxville, Tennessee. If he is a UT fan, he'll been happy to see the Vols get a big win this weekend.
Zimmerman. Fantastic play by Zimmerman.
Exactly.
Ooh,
that's a late challenge. That's surely a yellow card.
Absolutely, yeah.
Ndaza's another player who's had knee injuries over the years. Usually sports a brace.
Yeah, he does. He's not wearing it today.
What's the biggest area improvement for the Tigers? I know it's all positive here, but going into the playoffs, what do they need to do?
Well, I think finishing, I would say finishing before today's game. I mean, their finishing has been fantastic out here today, but, you know, we've talked about how they've controlled the pace of most of these games and just have not been able to finish the ball, and that's extremely important.
Oh, Johnston with it. Goes past one, left foot, still on it. Goalkeeper makes a save. Turk. Great play there, great skill all the way around. Nice header from Turk to bring it down, and Johnston was electric in the box. Alfie Miller's gotten down and made now 2 great saves on striker Kyle Johnston to keep him off the score sheet for a second time. 15 minutes remaining. Millsaps yet to really create any clear chances. Owens chasing. Zolper had the angle. Young. Now Shapovich. Still no substitutions for Sewanee. One or two, but not wholesale changes like I was expecting.
Here comes Reed Turner on the sidelines.
Oh,
He'll
fantastic
look to get
see.
some playing time here.
I assume he'll be coming off for Johnston. Millsaps have one on the cards as well. Millsaps a little bit possession, starting to grow into the game. A little bit too late, but they're combining on the left-hand side. Mikel Gomez, number 30. Has been pretty involved in the match for Millsaps. Been the one who's looking to create. Nicely headed back to the goalkeeper. This Millsaps team does have a lot of freshmen. About the same amount as Sewanee, so it'll be a team that will be growing in the years to come. Young. Tripped over the ball, still on it. Dutka has to have quick feet. He turns one. Plays it through the ground. Beautiful play from Sewanee out of the back. Johnston. Nice touch, deceptive from Burkhead. Still going, silky smooth, plays it on to Johnston. Touch isn't good enough with his left foot. Zimmerman. "12 minutes remaining." Oh, what a drag back. Marco showing out the flicks and tricks, skill he can pull off. Sewanee in no rush to try to create chances on goal, just content to pass it around in the back. Let Millsaps run out the last bit of oil that they have in the engine. More like gas, but ball deflects out. More substitutions. Kyle Johnson will come off. Gets an applause. So will Evan Poole, the freshman. Kyle Johnson. Good night for him. An assist and a goal. Returner number 31 on the ball, the substitute junior. Bulgarino. Ball went out of bounds for a corner. I think Zach Zimmerman will be the one to take it. He's capable, can whip a ball, he's got good technique, and free kicks as well. Good ball, back post. It'll come out. Here's the counterattack for Millsaps playing.
Sewanee's got to get back here. And that's well done. 6 people behind the ball in a hurry. It's fantastic. Millsaps is left with only 2 players to try and counter. Well done by Sewanee. And we're talking about those fresh legs. I mean, when you make changes like this late in the game, Millsaps is tired. Now Sewanee has fresh legs. They can get behind the ball in those tough counterattack situations.
That was Alex Bulgarino. came in with the challenge. The school at Montgomery Bell Academy. Ball whipped in. And that is a handball. Referee will point to the spot. Zach Zimmerman, the one at fault for that. Never mind, it'll be just outside of it.
And that's tough. I mean, you know, not saying that this would get Millsaps back in the game, but morale-wise for Suwannee, this is a tough spot, and it's not a PK. I thought it was a PK. It looks like a direct kick from a dangerous area.
I'm looking at the replay right now, and I do think it is inside the box. I think Suwannee have gotten away with it. The replay seemed to indicate that Zimmerman was inside. It's going to take a lot to get this over the wall.
Well done by Marco Randazzo.
Swing and a miss. Millsaps not able to connect. Andrew Turk was the one, Bulgarino trying to run that down. Limping a little bit. And here comes goalkeeper senior Will Merriman.
This is great to see.
Huge applause. His home debut for the season. We were just talking about him in the first half. That's fantastic. What a feel-good story.
Yeah, this is a really feel-good situation here for Will Merriman. Obviously been out for a very long time with that ACL tear. Coming back, his first home game with minutes. So this is probably a fantastic feeling for him and his family.
He made such contributions over the years. What a big part he was in that success that the Tigers have had over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I've witnessed a number of super saves that he's had to keep Suwannee in the game.
And some more changes here for Suwannee.
Porter's
got
in.
Fernando Caballos.
Yeah.
William Porter playing what looks like a center back position. Fernando out wide.
Fernando's much improved this season.
And also Evan Murray at left back, replacing Zach Burkhead.
Those are the wholesale changes that I expected. Suwannee keeping the clean sheet so far.
That's a dangerous ball by Evan Murray.
Inside the bucket, probably right down next to it.
Turner.
We're real high tech.
Nice ball. Shapovich not able to reel that one in.
A bad turnover there again.
Reed Turner, I think he's offsides there.
Yeah, extremely offside for Reed Turner. Caught no man's land out there. I think he knew it, but he was going to try and play through it.
Suwannee, the 22 shots. Here will be a throw-in for Millsaps. Not a lot of communication right now from the Millsaps side. Shot from distance. Zimmerman was there to deflect it, put his body on the line. Nicely done from Young, who's played all the minutes. Ooh, tough challenge. Physicality being ratcheted up a notch. Here's Shapovich.
Yep, and that will go down as a foul. And
As
he
a
has
yellow
shown
card.
the yellow card. Wow. A lot of yellow cards have been shown today.
I think part of that was standing over the ball so quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the effort there from Shopovich, running to a ball that he probably couldn't get to, but just putting that back line on alert. Here comes the service. Zimmerman will be on it. Puts it in, back post. Randazzo's there elevating. Ball bouncing around. Randazzo took the strike.
And it looks like, yep, the side official has shown her flag for
High kick.
offside.
That or a high kick, I'm not sure.
High kick, or yeah. It looked as if Drew Zolper was offside.
Murray,
Good physical play there by Murray.
not afraid of the challenge. Murray's from Black Mountain, North Carolina. Four minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Shopovich has won a lot of balls. It's been really good defensively.
Yeah, I think that duo, Shopovich and Zimmerman in the middle, it's tough to get by because both of them are a little bit more defensive-minded, and they've been winning balls repeatedly here today.
Player down on the ground. William Porter, one who is deemed to have fouled him. Maybe a final opportunity for Millsaps to try to pull back a little bit of pride, get a goal.
Well done by Will Porter.
Here's Randazzo in a foot race. Sure, his team still has possession with a throw-in. Here comes Will Thomas. Triple substitution being made. Young comes off. Really difficult to see from this distance, the numbers. Justin Joseph, freshman from Greenville, South Carolina, is also on. Nick Zanke as well, there in the yellow boots, playing left winger. Thomas, 24, was near to it.
Great
Oh, nice
ball by
ball.
Will Thomas.
Justin Joseph puts it in the box. Chapman's also in, up at striker. Zinke running. Linesman gonna draw the flag. Yes, it is offsides. Chapman played a lot of minutes early in the season. Was preferred because of his physical capabilities and pressing the back line. A little bit similar to the role Josh Shimchak had last year.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, all of these players on the field right now have great potential, great quality. I mean, but when your roster is extremely big like Sewanee is, it's tough for some of these kids to get playing time. But, you know, with this 5-goal cushion,
Oh,
it's nice
what
to
a
see them
brilliant
out.
flick on. It's not just the numbers, it's also the quality of the players. The recruiting classes in recent years have been really good.
Yeah, I think that's that highlights Coach Tony Pacella's quality as a coach.
And
you
as
know,
a
I know.
recruiter.
Yeah, right. I know when I was a player, it was really attractive as a player to see a growing program that had, you know, future goals in mind. And I think with the growth of this program, we're going to start seeing results. And that hopefully those results will come in the playoffs this year.
Well, Merriman hasn't had too much to do at the back line. He's also a great locker room presence.
Absolutely.
Really
I
bright
mean,
guy.
Yeah.
Great student.
He's a great leader on and off the field.
You know, his parents had the team over for a dinner when they were in Memphis. Just an example of the family that Sewanee soccer is. Millsaps with 21 seconds left are brought down. Nando whistled. As the clock is running out, we will leave you. Final whistle is going to be blown as Merriman has the final save of the match. Sewanee absolutely bombarded Millsaps to have a statement victory in the conference, 5-0. Great plays all around, great goals, great performance from Sewanee. This will be really encouraging. My name is Spencer King. I was here alongside Larry Matt. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again next time.